Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I am smiling right now because we are about to make some chocolate chip cookies with pecans. So let's get right down to the ingredients that you will need for this recipe. You will need 2 whole sticks of unsalted butter, 1 cup of packed brown sugar, a half a cup of white sugar, 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 whole eggs, 1 egg yolk, 1 tablespoon of vanilla flavor, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, 3 teaspoons of cornstarch, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 cup of chocolate chips. I recommend dark chocolate, but if you want to go semi-sweet, that's fine. And a half cup of chopped pecans. So let's get down to it. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is melt our butter. So you'll need 2 whole sticks of unsalted butter. I just added a little Pam to my pot, and I'm just going to go on and put those butter sticks in there. So you're going to melt this down. Keep an eye on it because you don't want it to burn. And your consistency when you're done should look something like this. Okay, so now get your large bowl. Let's start doing our sugars and our eggs right now. So I have just put in my brown sugar, and make sure that that brown sugar is packed when you are measuring it in your cup. Okay, and then just pour it in. I'm using a rubber spatula right there. That's really beneficial so that nothing is sticking. So right now I'm just patting down and making sure that I'm getting any little clumps out that may be in my brown sugar. It looks really good. I did a good job with putting it in there. So this looks good. And now I just want to add in my eggs. Now, I'm adding in 2 whole eggs, and then I'm going to add in an egg yolk. That egg yolk is going to add richness, tenderness, and it's going to really bind the dough together. So that's what this extra egg yolk that I'm about to put in here is going to do. Just drop it in and stir it in. Just like that. So we just want to make sure that all of our ingredients are in this bowl coming together so nicely. I'm not using a mixer for this recipe. Look, we need some exercise. So get your hands moving, get your arms moving, okay? You want to just move a little quick with this recipe. So I don't want any lumps to be in there with my sugars. I'm just taking my rubber spatula, making sure that all the little lumps, which I don't have very many, that's a good thing, are all taken care of. Okay? I'm telling you, this melted butter, it is really going to bring out the goodness in this cookie. Now you may say, well, why did you use melted butter? Let me tell you something. This melted butter is going to make your cookies more chewy. And don't worry about, is it going to make it greasy? Is my cookie going to be greasy because I have this melted butter in there? Absolutely not. Because the amount of flour that we are using today will keep it from being greasy. So I'm just going to stir this in. And this is the type of consistency that you're looking for, okay? So right now it looks a little greasy because of that butter, but watch this. The more that I stir, look at that. Now what does that look like to you? It looks like caramel, doesn't it? Or for those of you that like to say caramel, okay? Ooh, look at that. Ooh, that looks so good. Yep. That is the consistency that you want to have after mixing your sugar with your eggs. Yes. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way, we're going to start adding our dry ingredients. So this right here is 2 cups of flour, and I'm just gradually adding my flour in to my wet mixture. Adding it in. Again, I'm using a rubber spatula. I don't have to worry about it sticking to a spoon. This really helps. So that was 2 cups, and I'm about to add in my 4th cup, again, of all-purpose flour. Not using self-rising flour for this recipe. You want to make sure that you are using all-purpose flour. And there's my 1/4 cup of flour. And I'm just going to stir, 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 stir. It's coming together, coming together, coming together. Yes. Okay, so now I'm going to add in my other dry ingredients. Again, I am using cornstarch. Cornstarch is going to give our cookies that soft consistency and also help to keep them thick. I'm also using soda, baking soda. Now, not baking powder, but baking soda. And that soda is going to leaven the dough and create a soft, fluffy cookie. Okay? And then you also see me adding a teaspoon of kosher salt. And I know I spilled a little salt. I know I did, okay? I'm not going to worry about it. That salt that extra salt I don't need in there anyway. So don't worry about it. Okay? So I stirred that all in. And then I want to do my vanilla flavor last. Okay? Now I'm using right here a tablespoon, and I added just a little more because you know I like adding just a tinge more for good measure. Gotta have a little good measure, okay? Especially when you're making some delicious chocolate chip cookies. So I'm just gonna stir that all in there. Look, forget about Pillsbury, okay? You don't need any Pillsbury cookies. With this recipe, you will never, ever use Pillsbury dough again for cookies. You are going to fall in love with this chocolate chip recipe. I guarantee you will. Okay, so now it's time to add in some more goodness. I've got some pecans here. I got some chocolate chips here. I'm using dark chocolate because I like using dark chocolate. Those of you who have seen my recipe for my peanut butter cookies and I added those chocolate chips, I did use dark chocolate. So I'm using about a cup here. And these are fairly large chips because if you're making chocolate chip cookies, you kind of want to see the chocolate chips in the cookies. And that bag right there was that 1/2 cup of pecans. So I'm just going to fold. I'm folding, folding, folding. Look, if you want to use peanuts, if you want to use almonds, if you want to use M&Ms, you can do that. These are your cookies. You can add in whatever you like to at this point. Okay, so this looks good. I'm going to fold this now, and then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator covered, okay, for about an hour. I'm going to let that dough just get all nice and hardened together because if I go on and put this in the oven, my cookies are just going to spread all over the place. So after about an hour, I took them out, and I'm ready to put them on my cooking sheet. Now, you can use parchment paper if you like. I'm using Baker's Joy spray. I really like using this, okay? And now I'm going to put my cookies on my tray. Now, you can do this 2 ways. You can use an ice cream scooper, or you can use a spoon. So I'm going to do just a couple right here to show you how this will look if you're using an ice cream scooper. Okay, that's what it looks like. Or if you want to use a spoon, I'm going to use a spoon with this. All right, that's what it looks like. Now watch me. I'm just going to take my hands, okay? and I'm just going to roll. I did this with my recipe with my peanut butter cookies. I'm just going to roll that dough and sit it there. Okay, roll it and sit it, or you can use that ice cream scooper and scoop it out and put it on the tray. I'm going to let you decide really how you want to put your cookies on this tray. So that oil that's in the butter, it really helps me to form my cookies. Okay, so that's an added bonus plus. All right, so I've got them all on the tray. Okay, so my first two I did with the ice cream scooper. The rest of them I did with my spoon. And when you are finished, you just want to go to each cookie, just like how we did with the peanut butter cookie recipe, and just press it down just a little bit. Okay, now you may say, well, what would happen if I didn't press it down? You would just have a thicker cookie. All right, so this kind of helps just to make our cookies a little flat. That's how I like my cookies. If you want your cookies to be thick, then just leave them exactly how they are. We're going to put this in the oven at 350 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes. And that's it. Time to go in the oven. All right, there they are. There's a little sneak peek. Okay, now I did not use all of my cookie dough, so I just want to show you a quick way to save extra cookie dough if you have it. So I just took the rest of my cookie dough, rolled it up into balls. You can make these small or larger if you want larger cookies. There's my saran wrap. I'm going to fold this wrap around my cookie dough just like that, and I'm going to store this in the freezer. I'm going to store this cookie dough in the freezer. You can also use a storage bag. I have a Ziploc bag here that I have labeled with the date on it to remind me when I did make these, and stored it away in the freezer. Okay, y'all, here they are. Aren't they beautiful? Oh, they are beautiful golden brown chocolate chip cookies, gonna melt in your mouth and on your hand. Oh, beautiful. And it smells so good. Look at that. Now look at that. See that? That Baker's Joy cooking spray just lifts those cookies right up. Ooh-wee. I'm going to plate them right now. I just want to show you. Look at that. All those pecans in there. Pillsbury's got nothing on these chocolate chip cookies. Now watch this. This is my favorite part. Look at that. Chewy. I got to taste it. Oh, that tastes. Okay. I'm going to be good. Okay. And listen, if you don't want to try to figure out what you're going to do with all these cookies, especially if you don't have company, eat one or two and then put the other ones in a little Ziploc bag, put them in the freezer. And then, you know, when you're ready to treat yourself, take it out the freezer, let it sit out, or put it in a microwave on a couple of seconds. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. See you next time. Bye-bye.